Peace to your feet, we bringing the news. Facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confused. From the streets to the world, get the real, no cap. Breaking headlines, put the truth on the map.
Yo, fast with the facts, we don't play no games. Reporting what's real, we ain't chasing fame. Call Peace TV, stay locked, stay tuned. If you want the real talk, we deliver it soon. Call Peace TV, we bringing the news. Facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confused. From the
Hey y'all, hey, back with another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Nola Dinkins, a 3-year-old little girl who was first originally reported as missing. The mom told police that she pulled over to the side of the road to calm Nola down. And in the process of calming her down outside of the vehicle, a man and a lady pulled up at gunpoint and took Nola away from her. And she hasn't seen her since. While all along, the mom had unalived her by, I don't even want to say the word, eating to death. That's what I'm going to say. And the boyfriend allegedly helped dispose of the body. Not quite sure if he helped with the demise of Nola, but the mom actually did the unaliving of Nola. And I'm confused with this because so many parents go through this process, this issue with going back and forth to court for custody of the kids, when usually the parent that has the kid doesn't really want the kid because they'll end up unaliving the kid. Why not just give the kid to that other parent that wants the child? Like, this dad was fighting for rights to his kid. I don't know if it was for full custody or what, but they were going back and forth to court as custody battle. Why didn't she give this baby to the dad instead of unaliving the dad? Probably just to hurt the dad. This is what she results to. But let's jump into this story.
A 3-year-old girl's reported disappearance in Newcastle County, Delaware. Her mother is now charged in connection with her death. This is the news at 6.
Investigators say the mother of Nola Dinkins not only lied about the little girl's abduction, but according to court documents, she allegedly told investigators that she beat her daughter to death. Her boyfriend also facing criminal charges. Our Kelly Rule's been following this developing story. She has more about this unthinkable crime from Newcastle, Delaware.
31-year-old Darian Randall remains behind bars here in Newcastle County, Delaware on $1 million cash bail, awaiting extradition back to Maryland, where police charged her with the murder of her 3-year-old daughter. Now, Cecil County officials say her boyfriend, charged with crimes related to the girl's death, was released today on $75,000 cash bond and home detention, despite the request he be held without bond. We want to warn you, some details of this case are disturbing.
How could you do that to your child? It's just, I could never.
Chloe Elborn says her community is haunted by what investigators say happened in this home on Elk Nest Drive, one of the first homes built in a newer cul-de-sac in Northeast Maryland. Court documents reveal 31-year-old Darian Randall admitted to beating her 3-year-old daughter Nola Dinkins to death with a belt at the home, owned by her boyfriend, 44-year-old Cedric Britton. After admitting her story, she originally told Newcastle County Police Tuesday night about her daughter being abducted on the side of the road in Delaware, more than 20 miles away from their home, was not true.
It's just insane how close it was, and I've just been shaken up from it and sick.
Documents say after the alleged beating Monday, Britton tried to give Nola CPR, but she did not survive. Documents say Randall told police she put her daughter in a suitcase, which they took to the car, drove around with, and returned home, and eventually she asked Britton to relocate the suitcase. Documents say during an interview with police, Britton showed police a map of where he said Randall took Nola, and using that map, documents say police located the suitcase with remains inside on Dune Drive, a private road behind Britton's home. Neighbors say they never saw Nola or her mom and rarely saw Britton. Yesterday, they saw a truck remove cars from the home.
Well, it quickly escalated to something else, because then a forensic unit showed up and more police showed up. Quite shocking. I mean, a 3-year-old, that's just absolutely terrible. And just hard to believe things like that happen, and let alone in your backyard, so to speak.
Court documents obtained by Fox 29 from Marion County, Indiana, show a custody battle between Randall and Nola's father dating back to June of 2023. Records filed in March of this year show that Randall pulled her motion to move to Maryland, and that Randall and Nola's father agreed to specific parenting arrangements in Indiana. Back in Maryland, neighbors tell Fox 29 Britton was at a homeowners association meeting Tuesday night when he got the first call from police.
He acted fine. He acted like a normal person would. But obviously had some stuff going on.
Maryland State Police say the chief medical examiner's office will identify the remains recovered and determine the cause and manner of death.
Devastating update to the search for this missing 3-year-old little girl in Delaware. Police have canceled an Amber Alert and now say the child is dead as they launch a homicide investigation. Good afternoon to you, everyone. I just got this update from Newcastle County Police just within the last hour, but there are still lots and lots of questions surrounding this case right now. So let's get right out to CBS News Philadelphia reporter Ryan Waters. He's got the latest. Ryan.
Natasha, good afternoon to you. We just heard that update from police, that heart-wrenching update that nobody was hoping for. As you mentioned, about 45 minutes to an hour ago, police gave a brief update. They say that this Amber Alert has now been canceled, and this is a homicide investigation out of the state of Maryland. I just heard from Maryland State Police. They tell me that 3-year-old little girl lived in Cecil County. We're not sure who she lived with, but Cecil County, of course, not far from where we are. Now, Newcastle County Police and the FBI, they worked through the night working to find 3-year-old Nola Dinkins. Multiple tips came in, we're told, but investigators say the mom's initial story of what happened was simply not true. Let's get right to that breaking update from Newcastle County Police.
Detectives determined that the initial account of the investigation of the incident given by the mother was false. The Amber Alert is now canceled and there is no danger to the public. Sadly, this incident is now being treated as a homicide investigation by the Maryland State Police.
And Nola's mom initially reported the 3-year-old missing around 7:15 last night. She told police she pulled her car over in the 500 block of Gender Road in Newark to calm the toddler down. They were outside of the car when the mom claimed they were approached by a stranger with a gun, and she said that man took Nola. She also told police the 3-year-old was put in the back of an SUV, and the man and another woman then drove away. Well, this morning, we also saw Newcastle County Police searching the Liberty Point apartment complex. That's about 2 miles from where Nola was taken. We are told that that search was part of this investigation. Police did not take any questions during that quick briefing. They say that that happened about 45 minutes ago. They tell us they are now actively working still with the FBI and Maryland State Police. Maryland State Police is the agency now handling this investigation. The last update that I had, they told us that 3-year-old little girl, Nola Dinkins, lived in Cecil County. We're not sure with who. Maryland State Police also asking for the public for more information on this case. We reached out also for more information. Once we get any update at all, we'll let you know as soon as possible. But the latest update, this Amber Alert has been canceled. Now a homicide investigation out of the state of Maryland.
Search for a missing toddler with the investigation spanning 2 states. 3-year-old Nola Dinkins now believed to be dead, and tonight her mother and her mother's boyfriend are charged in her murder. Police say this all started with a false report that the girl had been kidnapped in Delaware, which sparked an Amber Alert. This is the 10 o'clock.
State police in Maryland say they've recovered a child's body, but have not yet confirmed if it's little Nola. Our Steve Keeley is live in Cecil County, Maryland tonight. Steve, what can you tell us?
It all began hours ago with an Amber Alert in Delaware, and then ended here in Maryland with charges of the murder of a little girl at the hands of her own mother.
Homicide unit investigators had enough information gleaned through the investigation that connected these 2 individuals with the disappearance of this 3-year-old.
And then after a search near where the mother and her daughter, 3-year-old Nola Dinkins, lived with the mother's boyfriend, a little girl's body was found. in a vacant lot in northeast Maryland, 25 miles from where Newcastle County Police say the mother falsely reported to them her little girl had been abducted. The 31-year-old mother, Darian Randall, now charged with first-degree murder and first-degree child abuse resulting in death of a minor under 13 and related crimes. Her live-in boyfriend, 44-year-old Cedric Britton, now charged with first-degree accessory to murder after the fact, failure to report a child death, and more related crimes.
The leads that our homicide unit investigators were able to obtain that led them to the site where the human remains were discovered, which was in a vacant lot in Northeast. Maryland State Police were assisting with the Amber Alert part of the investigation when they learned that the 3-year-old lived in Cecil County. They responded to the home, and that is where they made contact with the 44-year-old man involved in this investigation.
After a child's body was found at 1:45 this afternoon, the Maryland Medical Examiner's autopsy next is expected to answer the remaining questions.
Our investigators are waiting on the results of the autopsy to not just only identify the young, what we believe to be a child's body, but also cause and manner of death.
Well, right now, the boyfriend is being held here with Maryland State Police in their lockup awaiting his first court appearance, while the mother is still being held on $1 million bail over in Delaware, just on the false reporting charges, awaiting extradition back here to Maryland to face the more heinous murder counts. And one veteran detective says on top of how horrible this case already is, it may likely have people questioning future Amber Alerts now, as this heinous case is one, he says, that is sure to stick in the minds of everyone who now knows all these awful details that have come out so far.
We are learning more about the tragic murder of 3-year-old Nola Dinkins tonight. Police say she was beaten to death by her mother, who filed a false Amber Alert. And now the child's grief-stricken grandmother is talking only to Action News.
She stole our hearts, and she was my Nola bear.
From that heartbreaking interview, and she's live in our satellite center tonight. Jessica.
Well, Rick, there was a tough custody battle between Nola's parents. Her paternal grandmother telling me tonight that she never expected things to get this tragic.
It's Nola.
From her home in Indiana, Velma Dinkins shares stories of her granddaughter she lovingly called her Nola bear.
She captured everybody's heart. From the moment you saw her, you fell in love with her.
Maryland State Police say 3-year-old Nola Dinkins was discovered in a vacant parking lot in Cecil County. Nola's mother, 31-year-old Darian Randall, is charged with her murder.
And we have so many questions, but all of that is going to come in due time.
According to an arrest affidavit, Randall confessed to physically striking the victim with a belt approximately 15 to 20 times. Randall told police that when Nola stopped moving, she put her daughter's body in a suitcase. It remained there overnight at the home that Randall shared with her boyfriend, 44-year-old Cedric Antoine Britton, in Northeast Maryland. On Wednesday, police discovered the suitcase with Nola's body in a vacant parking lot. Britton is accused of helping Randall dispose of the little girl's body.
And we are just heartbroken that this has happened to us. My precious baby and my son is well loved, and he is going to get what he needs, and we are going to get the justice that we need, and we're going to get the closure, because he will never be alone.
In addition to facing murder charges in Maryland, Randall is charged with falsely reporting that her daughter had been kidnapped in Delaware. An Amber Alert was issued, then canceled hours later.
Go, Grandma, baby. She touched so many people, and they remember her because she is unforgettable.
She certainly was. The little girl's mother is behind bars, awaiting extradition to Maryland. Rick?
This is a sad situation. To sit there and whoop a 3-year-old and hit her at least 15 times more is crazy. Like, it don't take much to spank a 3-year-old, tap them on the hand and make them sit down and listen if that's the case. But 15 times is just way too much. And I went through her Facebook page and pictures and stuff, and she kind of looked like she's a little, something might not be too tight upstairs. I hope they give her the maximum penalty possible, because this is just ridiculous. We have too many of these cases that's happening to these babies that shouldn't happen. And I just want to say rest in peace to Nola. Sorry for the loss of her, to everyone that loved her. You guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm out. Bye.
TV, we bringing the news. Facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confused. From the streets to the world, keep it real, no cap. You're breaking headlines, put the truth on the map. Call it peace. TV, we bringing the news. Facts stay sharp, yeah, we never confused.